What's up, guys? So we're going to make a swing pergola. I've got a swing sitting over here and bought this swing from my wife a couple years ago. It's got chain and everything, but I got to have something to hang it from, and I never built a porch. So I'm going to build like an arbor or a pergola. So essentially it's just going to be two uprights and an over, okay? And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to build the uprights, and we kind of want to build them like this. And with that, we're going to need to put in some cross pieces in various areas all the way down. But I kind of want to notch them into these posts. And then I'm going to put in a screw from both sides, from this side, the outside. But I need to notch those posts in. In order to do that, we're going to try to notch all these posts at the same time with the circular saw. A lot of people would use a dado blade, and that's great, but it's kind of hard to work a dado blade on an 8-foot piece of lumber. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this right here and show you what we're going to do. We're going to leave the camera rolling, and we'll just get right to it. So we've got our 8-foot pieces. We're going to stick about a foot in the ground. And this is going to be our top piece. Up here we've got it clamped. And then I've got it marked here. We're going to notch it in about 1/2 inch or so. And what we're going to do is, since our blade has the foot where it's wider on, let me see if I can get this over, wider on this section than it is on this part, we're going to start on this right side edge and work our way to the left. So you got to be very careful doing this. You know, if you're not an experienced woodworker, this is probably not the way you'd want to do it. But just keep an eye out. It'll be loud as we get the saw rolling here. And we'll make our first cut on that right side. And then we'll start working our way to the left. Okay, we did our first cut. Now we're going to just ease over just a little bit. We're going to make the second cut. We're going to make a third cut. Fourth cut. Okay. So now you can see we've made like 4 cuts here. Okay. And now we're going to go in there with our blade and just continue to cut out this area until this area is wallowed out there. Okay. So just watch carefully. Now you can start to see the trench we're making. Okay? Now we just got to make sure that we cut out the rest of this part. But before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and cut this line. And then we'll just finish cutting this part out. Okay? Got to be very careful. Now when we cut that line, we're going right back to the right. We're going to work our way from right to left. Just a few pieces at a time. So you can start to see that it's getting nice and notched there. Takes a while to do it this way, but give you kind of the look that we're looking for. So I'm going to continue on with this. All right, so we've got our channel built, and it's going to take 2 of these, and we're basically going to merge them together across. Those are going to be our end pieces, our uprights. And so you can see how they fit. And so what we did is we made sure that it fit this one log, because I've got 2 pieces. One will go to one side, one will go to the other side. We made it log specific. And these other 2 then will cap up the top. They will cap up the top. And then they'll make our 2 uprights. We'll stand them straight up and down. So that one is made. And those 2 pieces are dedicated to that cut because they're from the same log. And then we've got one down here to make. And that'll be our next piece. Right, we've got these notched out, and now I've made an X where we're going to drill our holes. And we've got this kind of a screw. So the first thing we did was to drill it in a piece of wood to make sure it wasn't too big. And it's got an impact on the end, so we'll bolt that together. So all we're going to do right now is drill the holes, and then we'll get my boys to sand these posts down real quick, and then we'll assemble them. You notice I'm pre-drilling everything. With the cost of lumber these days, you don't want to waste any lumber by splitting your wood and having to start over. All right, so that's how we pre-drill it. Hey folks, we're getting ready to start building the top. Right here, I've got the 2 pieces that mount on top of what I call the ladders. And what we do is we're gonna notch the top. We've got to make 3 notches so that basically the 10-footers will then slide into them. One will be at one end, one is at another end, and then we'll put our parlings across the top for our pergola. So we're gonna go ahead and notch this, and then we're going to go ahead and stretch them out and go ahead and get them set up so that we can go ahead and mount our top 10-foot runners on top. And we want to make sure we have the same amount of overhang on each end so that it looks really nice. And then we have our tops, which look like this. You can see they're notched there at the end, and then they'll lay directly on top of those 3 parts, and then we'll screw them in from the top with wood decking screws. So here we go. We're getting ready to do some notching again. This is the fun part. Not really, but it's part of it. So here we go. Okay, now let's see if it fits. Use our test piece. Make sure we can get it into our groove. It's a little tight, so I'm going to do a little fix right here on this outside edge. Boom, right in the track, just like we want it. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a break and I'm gonna cut these next 3 notches.